Are you looking to become a better communicator and learn how to win over people in conversation? If you lack confidence in your communication skills or want to become more engaging with the people around you, then you're in the right place. In this video, we'll be sharing 5 things that highly likable individuals unconsciously do to make people feel good around them. What exactly are communication skills? Many people think it's just about being good at talking, but it's much more than that. Some people with few words are still very likable, while others who talk a lot may turn people away. The difference is whether they make others feel good or bad. Those with good communication skills know how to make others feel good, whether they realize it or not. That's why people naturally gather around them and admire them. The good news is that anyone can learn how to do that with the right techniques. So, how do they make others feel good? This has been extensively researched in psychology, and there are many different methods to achieve this. In this video, we've carefully selected 5 of the most effective ways to become a better communicator and connect with others. By putting these 5 tips into practice, you can significantly improve your communication skills. Trying to communicate without using these tips is like trying to ride a bike without pedals. You may still move forward, but it's going to be a lot harder and less enjoyable than if you had the right tools and techniques at your disposal. Let's take a look at the things that people with strong communication skills do. The first thing is to use the other person's name. Is it true that using someone's name occasionally during a conversation can put the person in a good mood? Simply put, the brain of a human being derives pleasure from being called by name. Dale Carnegie once said, "A person's name is to him or her the sweetest and most important sound in any language." This is supported by university research, which found that people are more likely to want to meet again if their name is used during a conversation. Another interesting university study asked students one by one if they would buy a cookie. Only 55% of the students agreed to buy a cookie. However, when they were asked with their name included, such as Mike, "Would you buy a cookie?" or Catherine, "Would you buy a cookie?" 90% of the students agreed to buy a cookie. It seems that the brain becomes happy when called by name, causing people to unintentionally comply with the request. Moving on to the second thing that highly communicative and likable people do unconsciously, it's asking questions. In a study by Harvard University, researchers analyzed conversation records of 110 individuals from past speed dating events to find out what makes someone attractive in a conversation. They discovered that individuals who asked more questions tended to have a higher chance of getting a second date. Instead of talking about themselves, those who inquired about others were significantly more likable. To further investigate, the research team invited about 300 men and women to engage in a 15-minute online chat with a stranger. Afterward, they evaluated which participants were the most likable. The results showed that people who asked more questions, 9 or more in 15 minutes, were significantly more liked than those who asked fewer questions, 4 or less in 15 minutes. Of course, bombarding someone with too many questions can come off as an interrogation, so it's crucial to use follow-up questions. Follow-up questions are questions based on what the other person said previously. For instance, "What did you do yesterday?" "I went to see a movie." "Oh, what movie did you watch?" This type of question is especially effective since it shows that you're listening to them, interested in them, and acknowledge their existence. So, the key takeaway is to use follow-up questions to show that you care and are genuinely interested in the other person. Doing so will undoubtedly help you build rapport and make you more likable in any social situation. The third thing that people with high communication skills do unconsciously is called backtracking. It involves repeating the last 2 or 3 words of what the other person said. In 2010, INSEAD conducted an experiment on human communication and intimacy. Participants were asked to speak freely for 10 minutes, and half of them were instructed to repeat the last few words of their partner's sentences. Although the instruction was to repeat only 2 or 3 words, it can be interpreted as paying attention to the last topic the speaker mentioned and repeating it. The results showed that the group that repeated the last few words of their partner's sentences felt more intimate with each other. If you want to create a sense of closeness with someone, just repeat the last part of what they said and react to it. Even if the other person is talking about a topic you're not familiar with or interested in, as long as you're a good conversationalist, you can summarize and interpret their words for them, which will help build intimacy. As an ancient Roman poet once said, "We are interested in people who are interested in us." In the end, it may be that we humans like people who are interested in our stories. The fourth thing that people with strong communication skills do unconsciously is called mirroring. This means imitating the other person's behavior, such as speaking quickly if they speak quickly, speaking slowly if they have a low energy level, adopting a relaxed posture if they are relaxed, or leaning forward if they are engaged. They also mimic the other person's tone and gestures in a subtle way. It's amazing, but when you mirror someone, they gradually become relaxed and calm as if they were under hypnosis. They start feeling like, "I feel safe and comfortable around this person." That's why counselors use mirroring when listening to their clients. And in a recent study by Duke University, it was found that people with high communication skills unconsciously mimic the other person's behavior. Mirroring helps the other person feel at ease, which in turn leads to better communication. The final tip for high communicators is smile-nod coupling. As I mentioned earlier, one of the best ways to improve communication skills is to make the other person feel good. After conducting extensive research, experts have found that the best way to do this is through smiling and nodding simultaneously. When you listen to someone with a smile on your face and nod in agreement, it makes them feel appreciated and heard. This combination of a smile and a nod is the best gift you can give to someone. So, to summarize, the 5 things that highly communicative people do unconsciously are: calling people by their name, asking relevant follow-up questions, using backtracking, mirroring the other person's tone and body language, and smile-nod coupling. These may seem like simple things, but they are far more valuable than what you can learn in 4 years of college. By mastering these skills, you can build better relationships and enjoy a more fulfilling life. Positive psychology and studies from Harvard University have also shown that having good relationships is the most important factor in increasing happiness. In fact, having good relationships can even extend your lifespan by up to 15 years. By simply keeping these tips in mind, you can make your life more enjoyable. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe.